Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's episode of Coffee with Scott. My name's Grant Juno, Associate Advisor here in the home office. I'm joined with none other than Scott Hayes, President and CEO of ISC Group. And today's discussion is your first $100,000. What should you do with it? So, without further ado, we'll get into the questions. So, Scott, when you first got your first $100,000, what did you do with it?
Well, mine came through retirement plan, the 401k, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's a source of most people's um, wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially earlier on in your career. And so my approach with that was to have it go in pre-tax into retirement. So it's lowering my taxable income,
Mm-hmm.
saving me money on taxes today, and growing that retirement nest egg. I've always kind of had that mindset of retirement, even as a young person, because my grandparents instilled that in me. Uh, they retired into a trailer park in South Texas. They were snowbirds, and I'll never forget my grandmother. Oh, that guy, he's a millionaire, And so they were always impressed by that, and just
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I knew that you don't just wind up there, right,
Mm-hmm.
without a plan. And so, yeah, for me, it was definitely uh, through the 401k is how I did it, and I think how most people actually do.
Okay. So if I was to come to you and I just had $100,000 in my bank account, in my checking account, and want you to be my advisor. Hey, Scott, I have $100,000. What should I do with it?
And you're 20 something
Yeah.
years old is
Yeah.
what, for hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'd congratulate you first of all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's great that you've accumulated that much money in a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic, and probably well above your peers for your
Right.
age. Um, I would suggest that you take or keep 30, well, not 30% of it, but basically 3 months worth of salary.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it as like an emergency fund.
Okay.
That doesn't mean cash. You know, not sitting cash in your bank, but it could be a money market account. It could be something that your savings and loan, if you have access to one.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to earn a little bit of interest, but it's there for you if your car breaks down, you have a flat tire,
Right.
air conditioner goes out, what have you. And then for the rest of it, beyond 3 months savings, unless maybe you make a lot of money, and that 100,000 is 3 months, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. But beyond that, if you can direct any of that into your company retirement plan, if you have one, by
Mm-hmm.
maybe taking less salary, you can't directly deposit that into a
Right.
retirement account, but you could say increase your deduction to 20-25% of your comp, and
Right.
then live off of the savings you have until you max that out.
Okay.
Do that because that has long-term tax benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I would say, I think it's a good idea to play around in the market, invest some of it.
Just with
Pick
a
your
little bit
favorite
of it. Yeah.
trading app, what have you. Do research. I would not advise you to follow like the meme stock craze, anything like that,
Right.
to looking for a quick buck.
Mm-hmm.
But do some research. You talk to me as your advisor about
Mm-hmm.
your ideas, and we'll go back and forth and look at the company earnings and industry, and
Mm-hmm.
and impacts of various external events on the company,
Mm-hmm.
and take a flyer at that for some portion of it, because that's how you kind of get your nose bloodied a little bit,
Right.
and learn about investing.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's stick with our hypothetical here. Let's say I have $100,000, but I also have some debt. Debt is a big problem that a lot of people face. Some people have student loan debt. Let's say I'm making a lot of money, so I saved that 100,000, but I had to go to a lot of school for it, and my student loan debts are pretty high. So, how does that factor into the decisions I would make?
Yeah. Well, deductibility of the debt, the interest on the debt is important. So, like a
Mm-hmm.
home loan, you can write that off. So
Mm-hmm.
that matters for the after-tax impact of it. Things like credit card debt, absolutely. If you've got the money in the bank, you're not going to make a return greater than the interest that's being charged on that
Right.
account. So you should definitely pay that off.
Okay.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought it up, because if you, I mean, if you're in the fortunate position of accumulated $100,000,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully you don't have credit card debt. But if you do, you should absolutely pay that off first.
Right. Okay. So, talked about paying off credit card debt, just because of those huge interest rates and whatnot. But what are some just misconceptions about building wealth over a long term? That you've heard from people, maybe people in my generation have. What have you seen?
Yeah, I think in your generation in particular, the misconception is it's easy
Mm,
because all your buddies on TikTok are showing off the money they made in XYZ meme
right.
stock or
Yeah.
cryptocurrency or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. That what goes up comes down,
Mm-hmm.
and um, it really. I mean, you might get lucky,
Mm-hmm.
but from what I've seen more times than not, people that do make those gains tend to ride it all the way back down the other side when it
Yeah.
eventually does happen. So
Yeah.
um, to me, it requires a disciplined approach.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a get rich quick kind of thing.
Right.
Investing, you're going to have ups and downs, and just avoid doing things that can incur a permanent loss of capital, like selling when things are down.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest misconception.
Okay. So, would you agree time in the market is better than timing the market?
Clever, yeah.
Okay.
That's something that we say for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Yes, time in
Well,
the market.
we'll end on that. Thank you so much, Scott, for your time. Thank you to all of our viewers for watching. Um, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you next month.
Thanks, Grant.
Thanks.